Hi guys, this is Juno and welcome back to another Summoners War video. Today is the second part of my RTA unit guide or continuation of the last video where I talked about Sierra, but this time it's on a different unit. I don't know how you guys want to take it. I'm going to be talking about a new unit that I am going to be using a lot in this season, and we're going to be talking about how to rune this unit up, and that unit is Lulu and his friends. Hey guys, so again, this is Juno. This is the second day I'm making this video. The first video, I hope you guys already saw it. It was with the Sierra, and it was a much harder unit to rune due to the fact that she needs so many stats. However, I'm hoping that this unit is going to be a little easier to rune up. You guys will still be picking this unit out a lot in RTA. The thing is that a lot of people called this unit out last season saying it was OP, and I kind of do agree on some of that perspective because his cooldowns are too short and he just heals and heals. Maybe he just heals too much. Some people thought he needed a nerf and they were asking for it. A lot of people agreed, a lot of people didn't, but there was another unit last season that was too OP where it outshined this unit and this unit survived the nerf. So I am still very happily going to use him this season. So let's talk about some of the stats that we have to focus on him. So number one, again, in RTA, I think this is something that we can never leave out, and it's probably going to be number one for most of the units unless you're going a second turn team or like a bruiser comp. But even for a bruiser comp, the number one thing you need is speed. And when I say speed, I'm not talking about like plus 170, plus 180. Yeah, that's really far-fetched. Maybe some G3 players where all their violent units are on plus 160, 170 makes sense. However, for a C3 player like me, I cannot achieve that. So I think around the 1 plus 130 range is efficient or is enough for C3 players. I think that's what I see for most C3 players out there. There could be people again that has faster runes and better rune quality, so I can't speak for all the C3s. Because you know that range is really big. There's a lot of people stuck in C3 that's trying to push for G1, and those people really have the rune quality to hit G1, but they just lose in draft or they don't have the units, so on and so forth. Not all of them, but I'm pretty sure a lot of them do have the rune qualities to hit G1. I still think that his number one stat is the speed because his base speed is not that great. 99 speed is actually pretty low. You do have to give him some nice runes because he does shine on violent and will. That means that you have to give him some fast runes, like at least some of the runes need to have a lot of speed. So yeah, again, for a C3 player, I think 130, and as you go lower in rank, I think it could be slightly slower, like for C2 maybe 120 or 110. I'm saying plus the additional speed, and then maybe for C1 like plus 100 speed, and then below that really just slower than that, right? So I think that's number one. Number two, I think this is the number two stat that you need to focus on, and that is resistance. So I think that Lulu needs to be on 100 res. Some people might disagree. Some people might say, you know, you don't need 100 res, resistance is a joke. However, we have that hope where if our units are on 100 resistance, they will at least once or twice resist in a crucial game, and that does happen sometimes. So I do think if the Lulu and friends gets the resist, it is game changing because then he will be able to put up the immunity, he will be able to heal everybody up, and I think that is awesome. It's really crucial in the current meta where still I think CC comps is really strong. However, with the Jogan nerf, I think the tank meta is coming back slightly. Number one, speed. Number two, resistance, and I do think it has to be on 100 resistance. Anything other than that is kind of dead. I guess you could try for 90 and you'll still be okay, but you can't blame the game if your Lulu gets controlled, debuffed, defense broken, slept, stunned with 90% resistance because you didn't give it the extra 10%. But if you do have 100 resistance and your Lulu is always getting controlled, always getting pushed back, always getting stunned, then yeah, then just, you know, go all out. It is well known that resistance is a joke. Okay, but I still think resistance is number 2 in the stats. Okay, now number 3 and 4, it's HP and defense. And other than that, there's nothing else that this Lulu needs. So much easier to rune up than a Sierra that needs 6 stats, but Lulu only needs 4 stats. Speed, resistance, HP, and defense. He doesn't need the accuracy, he doesn't need the attack, he doesn't scale off of attack, he does not put up any debuffs, so no accuracy, and again, no damage, so crit rate, crit damage is irrelevant. So now I'm going to show you guys my runed up Lulu. I didn't take off the artifacts because I'm kind of lazy, but now I'll show you the Lulu. And this is my Lulu. As you can see, my Lulu is on plus 138 speed, so that's plus 237 speed, which is okay. I think 230 is fine. However, I do want to bump it up to the 240 range because that is where my damage dealers are currently living in, around 240. So after everybody moves, I want the Lulu to go, or I'm debating if I should make Lulu go first, so if my team gets controlled, he could put up the cleanse to wake everybody up so they could actually move. I'm still debating on that. I don't know exactly how I should go. Please put in the comment below what you guys think, what is the right way to go on that. But yeah, mine's on plus 138. You can see I have 20k HP. You can see that I have 100 resistance and I have plus 958 defense. So how did I achieve these stats? First of all, I do have some fat runes. You can see here this violent speed rune that has resistance, HP, and defense, and that's pretty good. It's more of a purple rune, I think, with max grinds, but I think this is actually a legend rune, yeah. But yeah, that's what you should focus on. The fast rune here to get the speed. This is a fat rune again with HP, speed, defense, and resistance. Another one with speed, so you can see that I have a lot of runes that is bringing in the speed. Again, Lulu has very low base speed, so you do need to give him some good runes so that you could get that speed. And then slot 1 is another, well actually this one's a fat rune. You can see that the speed is kind of low, only plus 6, but then the HP is really high, and there's resistance with attack. This is kind of a lost stat because Lulu doesn't benefit from it. But if the game prolongs, you can see that Lulu, you know, hits for like 1,000, 2,000 per hit. So that could help. And finally, the slot 6. If you guys probably assumed by now, if you guys all saw the stats from the other runes, this is a slot 6 resistance rune that is bringing in this juicy plus 20 speed. I was very happy when I got this because it was definitely a improvement for me. If I did not get this resistance slot 6 rune, it was impossible for me to get 100 res Lulu that is faster than plus 130. I think that was the max, and that's how I used it before. But now with this rune, I have room for improvement. You can see that I could get 4 more speed here. I do have a legend grind, but I don't want to put that there. I could get more defense here, and look at this. This HP is only plus 4 grind. I could get it to a plus 7 or even a plus 10 to get more tankiness. So I have a lot of improvement in this rune. Let's just look at speed wise. 4 speed here, at least 4 speed here, or 5 speed because this is an ancient rune. So that's 9 speed already. So I think that's it. So I could get 9 more speed, which would actually make this guy plus 147 speed, which would equal into 245 speed. So if I could do that, I think that would be awesome. But you can see, like I said, how I prioritize the stats. I have ruined up my Lulu. Speed first, resistance second, but resistance always has to be 100, so maybe you should go for resistance first and see how fast you can make your Lulu with the 100 res. Because again, resistance is really important on the Lulu. It is game changing if you get that resist. Yeah. And then you can see that HP plus 20k and the defense plus 900. And from the upgrades that I could get, you can see that I could get like plus 21k, and probably defense I could get plus 1000. For the artifacts, obviously you go everything for recovery or, you know, decreased damage. So I don't have really great artifacts. I do have to do more artifact farming. But here's this water artifact that is HP main stat. You can see that I'm getting more defense up to 36% as I lose HP. So he's getting tankier and tankier as his HP gets lowered. This is a lost stat, HP when revived. I'm not using a reviver other than the Tyrannus, so maybe that will help a little, but I'm not sure if I'll ever draft the Tyrannus. I barely draft Tyrannus. Still don't know how to use him. But if you guys are interested on how to rune Tyrannus, please put it in the comment below because mine is currently ruined. Damage received for fire -6%. Again, another stat that gives it more tankiness, but I rather wish it was like from wind or water because fire doesn't really do much damage on the Lulu anyways due to the elemental advantage. And then crit damage received -4%, the actual one stat that's really good for a tanky unit, so I'll take that. And then here on the support artifact, you can see that I'm getting recovery from skill 1 because Lulu's skill 1 does recover HP, plus 12% is a good amount. And then skill 3 recovery, again, because Lulu heals with skill 3. The additional damage is a lost stat. Well, not lost because Lulu does hit, but it's not a multi-hit. It's you know, just an auto attack, and it doesn't do much, so I don't really expect anything from that. And then crit damage up to 6% at the enemy's HP condition is good. This is also a lost stat because my Lulu only has 15% in crit damage. I mean in crit rate, sorry. So this is not gonna even come into play. So if I do get more, you know, conversion stones, I will probably roll one of those stats, probably the crit damage because I know I'm not gonna use it. Try to get something that gives her more tankiness or something like skill 2 recovery that will help his entire kit. But yeah guys, that was it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. This is Lulu and friends. I hope it was much easier to understand in the Sierra because there isn't really much to sacrifice. I would say now, thinking about it, go for resistance. Just make sure that Lulu has 100 res and then go from there. Get the fastest speed from that, and then after you got a range of fast speed, let's say the two, like if you're C1, let's say 100 to 110 range, then from there you find your tankiest HP stat and then your defense stat, and then you choose that rune set. I think that's the way I will approach it. Obviously there isn't a lot of rune sets that will give you 100 resistance anyways, unless you have a lot of slot 6 resistance runes, so that will definitely help you decide on what kind of rune set you should go for. But again, Violet Will guys, just keep that in mind. But that was it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys did, please smash that like button so that this video could be exposed to more viewers out there. Make it blue, and yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.